Welcome back to another video, and these are my makeup advent calendar recommendations for 2025. Welcome back, and today we're going to be having a special edition of my makeup news video. So just like last year, this year we're doing a special edition just focusing on makeup advent calendars. I'm a person who loves makeup advent calendars. I am the person who starts watching the video, starts looking into what kind of content is in what calendar, how much do I think that the calendar is actually worth compared to the price and what the brands are claiming. And for me, I kind of like the element that yes, I am someone who actually looks through the content, but by the time usually when we get to December, and usually I have bought like one advent calendar, usually I don't remember that specifically anymore what was in. So there's kind of surprise element, but I also do kind of know because I do the research beforehand that it's something that's worth for me. However, this word for me is a very something that you should consider very much. So there is a specific customer that I do think advent calendars suit. I think for someone who kind of finds that there are some things that they know that they're gonna already use and like, and then someone who likes to also try new things, the advent calendars are good buy. If you are only interested in one or two specific items, it's always more worth to just spend the money on the items. Don't get the advent calendar if you aren't the kind of person who also likes to try new things. So for the customer who knows what they want, but they also want to try something new, I think advent calendars are kind of good way to get some excitement and maybe widen your horizon in terms of what's out there in the market in terms of makeup products and also other products than makeup, because a lot of these are also mixed advent calendars. But if you aren't that kind of person, then maybe the makeup advent calendar is not a format that is worth to you, and then I would just advise spending your money wisely on just the things that you do want to actually buy. I have put this into category this year, so I'm now checking actually my notes. So I actually did some paper notes, which is very rare with these videos. So I did categorize these. So we are first gonna go to the drugstore ones. Then we have some mixed advent calendars, and then we are having some indie, and lastly I did cover the high-end ones. Though we are gonna see with the pricing that maybe some of these with the pricing, we are definitely gonna see here that some of these are better value than others. I will be popping up the picture of the calendar on the screen, and this is gonna be having full-on spoilers, so if you don't want to see the contents of these calendars, don't watch this video. With few of the calendars, unfortunately, I haven't been able to find a photo that has the contents of it, but with those calendars, I will be just guiding you to YouTube or Instagram or maybe even TikTok if you are on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but I know a lot of content is on TikTok, because with most of these calendars, there is a unboxing video already, so if you want to see the full range what is in the calendar, then you can just go to the videos. But let's start talking about the calendars, because there is a lot as always. So let's get my trusty notes out and start going through these ones. So first one, and with the pricing, I'm always gonna say that is it euros or is it in UK pounds, and why we're talking UK pounds even though I'm someone who lives in mainland Europe is for the reason that unfortunately, a lot of the advent calendars are UK exclusive. Some of these you can order outside UK, but especially after Brexit, it has gotten more difficult ordering some of these. So to the UK viewers, you are very lucky, because some of these are pretty awesome, and I'm very bummed that I can't get access to some of these. But a lot of these also are calendars that you can order at least within relatively easily within Europe. So first one is Drugstore. So Makeup Revolution's advent calendar is going to be 50 UK pounds. In euros, I think it's a bit over 60. This is an advent calendar, I think, especially with this year, worth it if you waited to go on sale. I would not pay the 50 UK pounds or the 60 plus euros for this one, because I think there is quite a lot of mini-sized products here. What I am giving Makeup Revolution credit for, that we are having a lot of calendar exclusive items in this one, so I think that is kind of fun. And there are some new product categories that, at least so far, I haven't seen them come out in their sort of main line. But I think because there is a lot of minis in this one, I would wait for the Black Friday sale. Usually during Black Friday you can get this between, I think, £30, 40 euros usually, or even like less. So wait for Black Friday sale, don't buy this at full price, because at least this year I feel that we could have done maybe a bit more. But for like drugstore in terms of variety, and if you especially want a makeup only advent calendar, I think this is one of the better ones. And I do have to say Makeup Revolution's quality has gone up quite a lot during the last couple of years. They've really been trying to get away from just producing a lot of big collections with cheap items to Maybe the price have gone up, yes, a little bit, but I do feel the quality has also gone up. So I think this is something that if you are shopping at Drugstore, I would still recommend it, but just wait for it to go on sale, don't pay the full price of it. So next one is something that is also quite relatively inexpensive, and I would say that this is something that I would recommend for teenagers. So Profusion's advent calendar is going to be 30 UK pounds each. This has a bit more, I think, like, there are some like full-size products, but there are also a bit of, I think, minis in this one. I think the Profusion quality, it's not maybe someone like, even I'm a person who appreciates good drugstore finds, but for me it's kinda like meh. It's not like awful. I obviously would not put a like advent calendar that would produce like awful quality into this kind of video, but I think for a teenager, someone getting into makeup, the Profusion one is actually a better one. So for an adult, I would go maybe more to the Makeup Revolution route and just like spend a bit more money, but for a teenager, this Profusion one could be good. And this might also be a calendar that just wait for it to go on like Black Friday offer, maybe don't pay the full price of it. Then to the like sort of European drugstore, so Catrice's advent calendar this year, this is one of the better designed drugstore advent calendars. I have to say, like, this doesn't, I actually saw this on one of our makeup retailers yesterday when I was in one of our malls, and actually this doesn't look like a, like, how should I say, drugstore advent calendar. This is one of the advent calendars that comes in the makeup bag, so the makeup bag alone is something that you can utilize after you have obviously unboxed this one, and the products are within the calendar in this sort of like small pouches. What I am liking also in this calendar is the fact that you are getting advent calendar exclusive products, and I think all the products in this one are full-sized. My only minus point for this calendar is that we aren't getting a full-on eyeshadow palette. We did get one last year. The quality was kinda maybe not the best one, but at least there was a palette. This year we are getting 3 or 4 separate like eyeshadow-esque products, but they are all like basically golden shimmer products. I do think I commented on one unboxing video that this would have been like the most perfect drugstore advent calendar, but then we have like basically 3 golden eyeshadows in different kind of formulations, and I think that's a bit like, that's like only downside of this one. But I think this is I last year asked this advent calendar as a Christmas present, or sorry, not Christmas, but a sort of birthday present from my brother, because my birthday is at the end of the year, and my brother actually did end up getting the Catrice one, and I think this might be, again, something that I could maybe ask as a sort of birthday present. The pricing of this one varies depending on your country and retailer. The cheapest that I've seen this is 35 euros, the most expensive is around 40 plus euros, so maybe do some comparisons and see that if you can get a better deal on some other place, because there is quite a bit variation depending where you get this from. Then a UK exclusive drugstore brand, even though this is something that you can get at Bougie Shop and also on Beauty Bay. So Beauty Corp is a UK sort of drugstore brand. I do think they are technically a indie brand, but I kind of put them to the drugstore category because of the pricing. I'm really bummed that you can't apparently order this anywhere else than Beauty Corp's website. So Beauty Corp's website, they only ship within UK, and this calendar so far, I haven't seen it available on Beauty Bay or on Bougie Shop, which would be a European retailer that I could get them from. And this, I think, has a very nice range. I think all the products, at least they look to be full size. There's an eyeshadow palette here. You get a bit of a skincare also on this one, because a lot of brands do skincare these days. And I think in terms of variety, and if you are looking into purchasing from this specific brand, I think this could be a very good way to like get to know the products. This is a bit more on the expensive side, so this is around 80 UK pounds, so it's not the most cheapest, but I do think in terms of product variety, this is pretty good. So if you are someone who lives in UK and you're looking into buying this, like trying out this brand, for example, this could be a good option. This I was a bit sort of rolling my eyes, should I put this in the drugstore category, but this is technically a European drugstore brand, so it's here, but it's not drugstore priced. So Kiko Milano's advent calendar has been released. It's already available on their website, and around with this is 149 euros. I do think, having seen the contents, this necessarily isn't worth the price. I'm gonna be honest. I do think that if you want to try a variety of Kiko Milano products and you are getting also some advent calendar exclusive products in this one, this could be a nice thing to buy, but I think this isn't the best value. I think there were a lot of like MIDI products. I don't think there were straight out sample size products when I watched an unboxing video with this one, but it's still not like you aren't getting also that many full sizes in this one, and I do think it's a bit overpriced. I think if this would be priced around like 80 euros, 90 euros, like under the 100 euros, then I would say that this is worth it, but I think 150, almost like 150 euros, it's a bit too steep for what you are getting. But I do think that if you are someone who wants to splurge the money and you're just looking to try a variety of Kiko Milano products and you want to get some calendar exclusive products, this could be a good thing to like look into, but this isn't like the best value in terms of like drugstore brand advent calendars. Then the last one, and this is actually last one, and this is a relatively newest brand. So Troublemaker Beauty, which is a new sort of drugstore brand. You can get this in UK drugstores, and also there are European retailers for this brand, and I do think they also have this might be available on US Altas. I think their website at least ships to States if I did check that out. So this goes to the category, this is similar price than the Makeup Revolution Advent Calendar, so this is around 50 UK pounds. I would again maybe wait and see for this to go on sale. There is quite a decent range of variety. Just based on the image that I looked, there seems to be some eye and face products, there's some lip products, and there's a good range. I can't vouch for the quality of this particular brand because I haven't tried it. The product appeal it's not appealing to me. There's quite a lot of what I would say. It's looks like a teenager makeup rather than maybe something that I would like. But this goes to the category of calendars that I would say again that if you have a teenager, this could actually be a pretty good thing to give them. And I think like the packaging is pretty colorful, so I can see that there is definitely probably a market for this one. And for the product variety alone, I do think this could be something good to try yourself or buy to someone. But for me, this is just not appealing personally because of the aesthetics of it. But again, maybe wait and see if this goes on sale, because I do think that maybe 50 UK pounds is a bit a lot considering that it's still a very inexpensive drugstore brand. Next one, we're going to be going through the mixed advent calendars, and first one is from Beauty Bay. So this is 149 euros, and this is still available. I did actually go and check on their website. You are getting, I think, mostly full. I think they did advertise this has only full-size products, and I think this is because these are mixed advent calendars, you are getting both like there's some, I think, like skincare stuff, and then you get some makeup. I think the Beauty Bay's calendar variation is good that you get a mix of brands, so it's not a single brand calendar. Maybe something that why this was particularly not appealing to me was that I think it was the last door that kind of ruined this for me. So I'm usually a person who would very much like there would be an eyeshadow palette or something very like big and grand included in the one like last door, and in the sort of last door of this one they have the All Shimmer 9 pan, which was their last year's holiday collection. So I would have kind of hoped that because Beauty Bay, they have their own like in-house makeup brand, they would have manufactured a advent calendar specific palette instead of like having an existing palette from their last year's holiday line. But that's very nitpicky of me. I do think that if you want to spend the money and you especially just want full-size products, I do think this is one of the like better ones to get, and I think it's still pretty decently priced. It's not too expensive. Then the advent calendar that I'm very bummed that I can't no longer get this one. So Glossybox advent calendar, and this is specifically the UK edition. I do think if you're looking for a mixed advent calendar that kind of offers, you kind of have like a full face of makeup in this one, but you also have a lot of other things, then this could be good. I think there is a perfume in this one, you get a room scent in this one. There's like you get maybe a bit like other things than what you usually see in makeup advent calendars. I have to check, what was this one? This goes for 90 UK pounds. I think if you have a Glossybox subscription, then you might get this bit cheaper. And I think this year's calendar, like how they curated this one, this is a very good calendar. And if this would have been accessible for me, I would have actually maybe ordered this. But unfortunately, because Glossybox has suspended most of their like sales in mainland Europe, I think they are still like available maybe on Germany and France and maybe a few other countries, but you definitely can't get Glossybox as easily as you used to get them. But for all the UK viewers, I do think this is still one of the better ones you can get in terms of advent calendars. Then the next one is Look Fantastic. This is a bit over 100 pounds this year, and I do think that while this isn't maybe as good as the last year ones, which is a bit interesting because this year is apparently some sort of like anniversary advent calendar, so I had kind of big expectations for this one. But while this is maybe not as, I wasn't as excited about this one as I was with the last year's one, I do think you are still getting quite a good range. So there is, I think, majority of the products are full-sized in this one, and there is quite a good range. You get some makeup, you get some skincare, and I do actually also like this sort of reddish Christmassy design that this has, so this is getting brownie points also for a nice design. But I haven't, something strange is that I haven't yet seen on their European website. This is already accessible, you can order this from UK, but I'm kind of thinking that is this something that we are not gonna get in the sort of European side, because it's a bit strange because all the previous year's calendars have been available also to the like European customers, and well, obviously like UK is part of Europe, but I mean that the customers within the European Union have been able to order it. But this year so far it seems that only the UK customers have been able to order this, so I'm kind of thinking that what's going on with that one, but hopefully this will become available to also other people, because while I personally wasn't as excited about this one as compared to the last year's ones, I do still think that there's quite a lot of like nice things in this one, and I think you do get a full face of makeup with this one, and you also do get some nice skincare items with this. Then the last one, which is the ASOS, and I think ASOS did quite well that they are actually like advertising this as a beauty plus body calendar, so you kind of already know based on the name that you're getting some body care and beauty products. And this is 105 euros. I actually did just check on their website. I think this is actually quite a decent calendar for the fact that it doesn't have like too many, like you do have some like midi-sized products in this one, but you aren't getting, I don't think there was any like sample size products in this one. So I think if you are someone who's looking for a bit of body care but you also want some beauty products, I do think this actually had a pretty like decent content to it. This is a calendar that again wasn't the most appealing to me, but I can see that for a lot of people because of the price point, so this just goes to the sort of 100-ish euro price point. So you are getting a bit like better products, but you are also like getting like, it's not still horrendously expensive unlike some of the calendars that we're going to be soon covering after this one. But so I think this is going to be for those of you who are looking for a bit of everything and you don't you want like maybe a bit of makeup but you also want some other products. And I do think, as I said, it's pretty good that this also has like decent size products and it's not just like very small minis and sample sized products. Then we have a couple of indie calendars that I did want to go through. So first one is from Glam Shop. So this is a Polish indie brand and their advent calendar this year is 143 euros and 52 cents. That's a oddly specific price, but I think this is the conversion rate from the Polish currency, because in Poland they don't use euros. So I think if you are looking for an indie calendar that still doesn't break your bank, this goes just to the under the 150 euro price point, although you do have to pay for shipping, and Glam Shop shipping outside Poland is quite expensive, so you are gonna have a shipping cost probably added to this one. I do like this one in terms of the design. It has this sort of like candy Candyland themed design. My perhaps only negative thing I had for this one that we aren't getting a lot of advent calendar specific items. This has varied a bit from year to year. This year I think there is a highlighter palette packaging that you're seeing on the image, and then you are seeing the like a brush set, and those are like advent calendar specific, but the rest of the products I think are from their main line. I do think in terms of the fact that if you are someone who wants to try this indie brand and you especially want only full-size products, this is a good calendar. You also get a bit of skincare in this one. So if you are shopping an indie advent calendar at this specific price point, I do think this has a pretty good value. But if you have a huge Glam Shop collection, then I would look carefully into these products, because then it could be a risk that you are getting doubles, because as I said, there's not that many calendar exclusive things in this one. Next one, the advent calendar that I did actually end up buying. This calendar might have sold out by the time this video goes live, because apparently they're not having that many in stock. So, Glosscard, which is a Swedish indie brand, their advent calendar goes for 223 euros and 95 cents plus shipping. I managed to get a discount code, and there's like a bit of variation now. That I think the one, because they had a sort of like some sort of loyal customer code. I don't know how they look at their customer database from people who have bought from them like from a longer time range, but basically for those of you who use the discount code that I used, apparently we also got the we will be getting the 24-day one, plus we're gonna get a 1 extra day which was only included in the pre-order. So I'm probably gonna get a 25-day advent calendar at the end of the day. This is one of the more expensive ones, and as I said, you're gonna get shipping on top of the pricing, but this has mostly calendar exclusive items, and there's actually quite a few things here that haven't yet, or these are gonna be like products that are gonna be launching later individually, but they are now exclusive to the advent calendar. And with this one, especially if you love eyeshadows, you are getting quite a lot. So you are gonna get a variety of single shadows. You're gonna get 2 eyeshadow palettes in this one. You're gonna get one of the eyeshadow, these sort of glossy sticks that are now very popular. But you are also getting like other products from them. So there were some like lip and cheek products, and you're getting some makeup brushes. And I think all the products in this one again are full sized. And I'm very excited because this has been one of those advent calendars that I've been for like year on year looking that will I order it, and this year I thought that okay, well this year I'm gonna try it out and see how I like it. So I'll be posting some Instagram reels once I will be getting this and once December hits, because I don't open my advent calendar beforehand. I actually say it's December. But if you are eyeing this one, so maybe you have to hurry, because I think they said that they are not having that many products in stock anymore. Then the last one, so this is truly if you want to go like all out and splurge a lot of money, like so P. Louise, which I know a lot of people don't necessarily categorize as an indie brand, but I do believe this is an individually owned brand. There's not like big finance share with this one. This is usually the most extra, the most biggest. You are only getting full-size products, you're getting double and triple doors. There's like an excess of things in this one, and this is like a huge calendar. This year last year it was a train, this year it's like there's like trucks or cars in it. It's, as I said, very extra. The pricing of this one, it's 250 UK pounds in euros. This is over 300 euros. Plus, if you order this outside the UK, I believe you do have to pay for the shipping, and I think the shipping might be... No, I think the shipping was still standard rate shipping, because I was kind of afraid, because it's such a big packaging, that are they actually like having to charge extra, because it's going to be probably very horrendous to ship, especially internationally. But I do think the shipping was still standard rate shipping outside the UK. You are getting basically everything in this calendar. Only thing why I don't like this calendar as much as I liked the last year's one was that you aren't getting a lot of makeup with this particular one. Or you are like, okay, you're still getting a full face of makeup, there's plenty of makeup products, but you aren't getting as much makeup. And P. Louise has definitely they have been launching a lot more skincare, which I believe is something that sells quite well. P. Louise's customer, you do have to remember that they are very heavily advertising to like teenagers and even younger consumers than teenagers, which is maybe not something I'm a particular fan of. I do think there is a balance at what age you should start to worry about maybe like makeup and using skincare. So not maybe so into the whole tween marketing aspect, but to teenagers I can kind of get it, because obviously that's usually the age people start getting interested into makeup and skincare stuff. So we are seeing more skincare this year, and that is why, for example, with me, I was like automatically when I started seeing the first unboxing videos of this one, I went to like that, yeah, I mean, you are getting still plenty of makeup, but I actually like the content of last year's calendar much more, because it still wasn't that skincare heavy. This year there was like a lot of it. So not my piece of cake this year, but if you are someone who really wants to splurge and the sort of aesthetics appeals to you and the content appeals to you, this is one of the calendars, unfortunately, that I don't think I was able to find an image with all the products. So I think I will guide you to just watching like YouTube and unboxing videos, and also I think there's some short form unboxing videos already available, so you can kind of see the contents. But just be aware that if you do spend the money, you are getting a lot, and there's only full-size products, but it is skincare heavier maybe compared to some other years. So luckily we are going to be moving to the high-end ones. First one, I do unfortunately think that this might be sold out, but maybe you are able to somehow get this one. So this is the Space & K Advent Calendar. This you can order to some countries outside the UK, but it is a bit limited to where you can order this. And I do think from this sort of higher end mixed advent calendars, this is one of the better ones. There is like quite a range. I do think there's like full-size products in this one, and you are getting like double doors on some days, so there is like good variety. And I do think Space and Cape, because they sell a variety of brands, there are some very nice good high-end brands included in this one. So if you want to splurge and you are still able to somehow find this one, I would maybe look into this one. And I do have to say also, in terms of packaging, this goes to one of my favorites. I like kind of like this hearting thing that this has going on for it. Max Advent Calendar is going to be priced at 215 euros. This is one of the more accessible high-end Advent calendars, but I did say already in my makeup news video that I do think Mac should maybe like change it up a little bit, because I do feel that if you have gotten the Mac Advent Calendar in previous years, there's a lot of similar looking lip products and also other products that we have seen on Advent Calendars on their in previous Advent Calendar iterations. What I do think is good that Mac has improved on. Mac used to be notorious that they put only minis in this one, and it was still very expensive, and I think a lot of people were giving them quite a lot of like negative feedback. So these days we have some there are still some like midi-sized products, but luckily we have all gotten away from the sample size, and you are also getting a decent amount of full-size products these days with this one. I also kind of think the design of this one was pretty cool this year, but this one I think that is only specifically gonna appeal to you if you are a true Mac lover, and maybe if you're someone who goes through your Mac products quite quickly during the year, then this could be a good way to stock up, but this is necessarily not the high-end Advent Calendar for everyone. Benefits Advent Calendar is 160 euros this year, and this is this sort of like Rubik's Cube themed. I do think this is better than the last year's one. I think you are getting obviously this is limited to the variety of products that Benefit has in their line, but I think last year it was quite lip product heavy. This year I think there is a bit better variety, that they actually have now their cheek products, their eye products, and then you are also getting some of their skin products, like skincare products. I really wish maybe Benefit could maybe bit improve that again, maybe in terms of value. A lot of these are maybe more midi-sized products, so you are not getting a lot of full-size. There are a couple of full-sized ones, but a lot of them are like midis. But I think again, if you're very into Benefit or you want to try a variety of their products, this goes to better single brand high-end ones. But for me, maybe they could add a couple of more full-sized ones than just a few that they are including now. Armani's Advent Calendar is going to be through 350 euros plus. This is going to depend on the retailer. I did discuss on my makeup news video that I think from the luxury brand Advent Calendars, this is actually better ones, because some of these are not very good value. I think a lot of for example, Dior is one of those that I would never recommend, because I don't think you're getting that good value considering how expensive it is. But with the Armani one, I truly think that this has quite good, first of all, you get actually quite a lot of makeup things in this one, but you also do get their perfumes in this one, and also I think the perfume sizes are quite decent. So if you really want to spend the money on this one, then I think maybe I could actually say that give it a go. I also do the pink and silver sort of party glittery design this has to it, so it also kind of appeals to me based on the design. I'm not gonna be getting this because I just was okay, that's probably gonna be something that's gonna be available, because Armani is a brand that you can get in our department stores, but I was thinking that 250 plus euros, that's just too much. So for the Armani high-end lover, I think this could be a great value for me. I said that it's beautiful, but I'm gonna admire it from afar. Another sort of luxury brand which I thought that would be an okay would be the YSL. This was, I was kind of eyeing some of the product sizes. Not all of them are looking the best, but you are still, I think, getting a decent range. You are kind of getting some YSL makeup, and then you're obviously gonna get perfumes. And I do kind of like the golden design that they have going on for their holiday collection again this year. I do kind of like the outer packaging. How much was this I did try to look through online, and it's 300 plus, again depending a bit on the retailer you're getting this from, and this is in euros, so it is a bit expensive. So maybe with the YSL one, really look through that. Do you think that it's actually is offering worth it? Because compared to the Armani one, I would say, well, this is a bit cheaper than the Armani one, but it's still pretty pricey. So this maybe isn't as good of a value than the Armani one, but there are still, I think, pretty decent range of things in this one. So from high-end luxury brands, I would say that this is the second one that I would say that I maybe look into if you want to get this one. Then we have Sephora UK's Advent Calendar, and I'm specifically talking about the UK variation. I think in terms of ranking, the US one, that was not good. The EU version of it was pretty decent, but I do think, again, the UK consumers, you're getting the better one, but I do think there's much more competition, so they kind of have to amp this one up. How much was this worth? It cost 225 UK pounds, and I think the worth was around, I think they might have even said that plus £1,000 might have been the value they are giving this one. I think that if you are especially into your Sephora brand, this is a truly like a to get it all in one like advent calendar. This is because it is like has a range of Sephora brands. You are getting like there's makeup, but you're also getting quite a few like skincare and hair care things. So consider that is this like if you want a makeup heavier advent calendar, this might not be the best option for you. But if you are indeed looking for to splurge on this sort of mixed advent calendar that has this sort of very highly rated Sephora brands, this could be something to look into. And I do believe I might have checked on Sephora UK's website that this, I believe it's still available. So if you like your Sephora branded products and you live in UK, I would like look into this one. Then a mixed advent calendar that you can actually order outside the UK. So Cult Beauty's advent calendar, they had 3 variations of this one, but I'm going to be showing the one that is still available because the other one did sold out. So the pricing of this one, how much was this? This is 275 euros. I do believe Cult Beauty will order you free shipping if you order this one, so that is kind of a good thing that you are not paying then the shipping added to the calendar cost. And again, I do think considering the variety, and if you are again eyeing these high-end brands, this is a pretty good calendar. My only critique for this one was that I do feel that they are kind of like amping up the value by adding a lot of like midi-sized products. You are still getting I do believe they promised that you are getting mostly full-size products, but added to full-size products you are getting some midis, and I do understand that or by offering the midis they are kind of like amping up the calendar value, but I would just rather than having 3 or 4 very small sized product, I would rather for those have like one big proper product, but that's a personal preference thing. But this is still available, but I do believe this is again a calendar that usually has sold out, so this might be your last weeks or so to be able to get this one, because this has sold out every year. But if you are into your high-end products and you are especially looking for a calendar that ships outside the UK to internationally to other customers, then this is one of the few calendars that you can order to quite many places. And if you like, as I said, if you're a high-end lover, this is at least in terms of variety, this is quite good. Then something that is actually not that expensive, but I do actually think that this has quite good value, even though the curation of products wasn't like my favorite. So Debenhams, which is a UK. It's a department store, right? Someone's gonna fix me with this one. This is only like 150 UK pounds, so it's very inexpensive. And considering that this is majority full-size products, and you're also getting double and triple doors in this one, which is kind of fun. I do think, considering, for example, that the Kiko Milano advent calendar was similar price than this one, you are getting much better value with this one than the Kiko one, because with this one you are getting like high-end brands. There are also a few mid-range brands in this one, but the majority of the brands were pretty high-end ones. I do believe I saw one unboxing video, and I think one comment I had for this one was that it's a bit like you get quite a few hair care products in this one, which is maybe not something we have usually seen with the mixed advent calendars. And I think if you are specifically looking for a makeup advent calendar, this might not be the calendar for you, because I do feel that there are like makeup items in this one, but there are also quite a lot of other things than just makeup. So I think this is one of those beauty advent calendars that if you're looking for a bit of everything within beauty categories, this could be a good buy. This is one of those calendars that I believe is only UK exclusive, so unfortunately if you don't live in UK you can't order this one, but if you're looking for something that is pretty inexpensive, like 150 UK pounds, it's still a lot of money, but it's like we have had 200 and 300 like pound calendars in this video, so in terms of like UK pounds, this offers quite a lot of like, I think, value for the money you are paying for it. So if you're interested in the products that are included in this one, then maybe see if you can still buy it. Then the last one, and this is the LH Cosmetics Advent Calendar. So LH Cosmetics is owned by Linda Hallberg, who is a Swedish makeup artist, and it is more of a high-end. It's not a luxury brand, I would say it's more of like a high-end tier brand. The Advent Calendar is 255 euros, so it is one of the more expensive ones, but you are only getting full-size products in this particular Advent Calendar, and her calendar comes in this sort of makeup bag design that also has been pretty popular with advent calendars this year. This is again a calendar that if you are specifically looking only makeup items and you only want full-size items, I do think this is a pretty good value. Aside from makeup, you are getting some like makeup tools, but I don't, for example, think that this has... I think LH Cosmetics, they don't have any skincare with their range, so if you really just want some makeup, this is a good option to look into. And having tried now some LH Cosmetic products, I think the product quality is quite high. So maybe if you are someone who wants to spend a bit more money, because 255 euros, it's getting like up there, and I do believe you did have to... I do like check on their website that they offer the shipping free for this one, because it could be that you still have to pay the shipping, or they might offer it free. Probably if you order inside Sweden, because LH Cosmetics is based on Sweden, probably then you can get the shipping for free. But it might be that you still have to pay the shipping on top of the 255 euros. But for those of you who are looking only full-size makeup products and you're looking for basically full face of makeup products, because I think you're getting every product except of course base products, because putting base products in your advent calendar, that is always a bit risky considering that you can't then probably cater to all skin tones. But if you're looking for, aside from base products, a calendar that offers a full face, this is a very good find, and you are getting some advent calendar exclusive ones. I did check the advent calendar exclusive ones. I was kind of thinking that, yeah, like there were like, with some of them I was kind of like thinking that, okay, yeah, that's nice, but maybe she could have maybe gone like a bit more, because when you kind of look at the image and if you kind of know the LH Cosmetics product range, there is still, I'd say majority of this one is their existing product. So if you have a huge LH Cosmetics collection, then maybe see that does this offer good value. But if you're someone looking into getting to know this brand, this could be a very good way to get basically full range of their makeup products. That was sort of my advent calendar recommendation video for this year. Comment down below maybe what would be your like number 1, 2 or 3 picks for makeup advent calendars. As I said, I got the Gloss Cards one, and I hope that's gonna be shipping soon, but I'm not in that in a hurry to get it, because obviously I'm not gonna be opening that one until December. But I think like I'm pretty like, considering that Gloss Cards is one of my like favorite indie brands, I'm pretty excited to finally try at least this year their advent calendar. If you like this video, push the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell button if you want to get notifications from future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog on Instagram. I'll see you in another video. Bye bye.